There's a group of cats living with a kind of communication disability almost nobody notices, not even their own owners. They're the naturally bobtail or short-tail breeds, like the Manx, Japanese bobtail, and American bobtail. The cats born missing one very important piece of equipment. For these cats, a huge chunk of the most important body language in the entire feline vocabulary basically vanishes. And the way they adapt to make up for that missing language is far stranger than you'd expect. A cat's tail isn't just for balance. It's one of the richest, most nuanced communication channels in the entire cat body language dictionary. Tail straight up is a friendly greeting. A puffed up tail means fear. A quick tail flick means irritation. Basically, a cat's tail is its own entire dictionary. A tail curled into a question mark shape at the tip signals playfulness and readiness to play, one of the clearest emojis a cat has. With a long, flexible tail, a cat can convey dozens of different emotional shades through movement and position alone. No meowing required. But in bobtail cats, this entire communication channel is basically gone. There's simply not enough tail left to type out a sentence. The cause of bobtails is a natural genetic mutation, not human intervention like a lot of people assume. Nature did this one on its own. No one to blame. In Manx cats, the mutation affects the entire spine, not just the tail, which is why some Manx cats develop spinal issues. Japanese bobtails have a different genetic mechanism. The mutation stays limited to the tail region, leaving the main spine completely unaffected. But here's the most interesting question behaviorists have been asking for years. If a cat is missing its most important communication tool, does it struggle to socially connect with other cats? The answer from real-world observation: yes, but bobtail cats have found remarkably impressive ways to compensate, like upgrading the rest of the hardware to cover for it. Compensation method 1. Relying more on their ears. Bobtail cats tend to move their ears more and more clearly than long-tailed cats. Behavioral observations show bobtail cats use ear position to carry a chunk of the information the tail would normally handle. Compensation method 2. Increased facial expression, especially whisker movement and the muscles around the eyes, shifting from full body language to close-up facial expression. Whiskers pushed forward signal interest, pulled back signal anxiety. Bobtail cats lean on this signal far more heavily than others. Compensation method 3. More full body movement, like arching the back or leaning in a certain way to express emotion more clearly. Essentially acting it out with their whole body. Compensation method 4. And the most interesting, bobtail cats tend to meow more often and with more varied tones than long-tailed cats, as if making up in voice for what they lost in text. This suggests that when one communication channel is limited, cats have the ability to self-adjust and amplify other channels to compensate. This is a remarkable demonstration of just how adaptable the feline communication system is as a whole. But that doesn't mean bobtail cats face zero social disadvantages in communication. Observations at shelters show bobtail cats are sometimes misread by long-tailed cats during first encounters, a classic case of lost in first meeting translation. The reason: a gentle flick of a bobtail can look nearly identical to a bobtail completely at rest. The difference is extremely hard to spot. This sometimes leads to a few unnecessary minor conflicts between bobtail and long-tailed cats when they first meet. The good news: cats learn fast. After a few interactions, long-tailed cats typically learn to read the bobtail cat's compensating signals. So what about communication between bobtail cats and humans? This is where things get even more interesting. Since humans are already pretty bad at reading tail language to begin with, bobtail cats actually lose nothing when communicating with their owners. Both sides are learning a foreign language equally badly. In fact, because bobtail cats rely more on ears and facial expression, owners sometimes read their emotions even more clearly than they would with a regular cat. Many Japanese bobtail owners report their cats are unusually expressive and talkative, as if compensating by simply saying more. This may explain why the breed is so often described as unusually chatty with its owners compared to other breeds. So if you're considering adopting a bobtail cat, does anything about the care routine need to change? The most important adjustment: pay much closer attention to ears and facial expression instead of just watching the tail like you would with a regular cat. When introducing a bobtail cat to another cat in the house, be extra patient during the initial getting-to-know-you phase, since signal misreads can happen. For Manx cats specifically, regular spinal health checks are recommended, since the genetic mutation can be linked to more serious spinal issues. This is called Manx syndrome, a group of potential health issues that need careful vet monitoring starting from kittenhood. Beyond that, caring for a bobtail cat is nearly identical to any other cat in terms of daily nutrition and exercise. As for personality, there's no scientific evidence that bobtail cats are any less friendly or social than long-tailed cats. In fact, many bobtail breeds like the American bobtail are described as especially friendly, sociable, and great with families with young kids. This suggests their communication compensation has developed strongly enough to leave overall personality completely unaffected. The story of bobtail cats is, at its core, a beautiful demonstration of nature's remarkable ability to adapt. When one communication channel is limited by a genetic mutation, the body and behavior self-adjust to find other paths to connection. It's also a bigger lesson in how species, humans included, always find ways to compensate when one ability gets limited. If you own or are considering a bobtail cat, try seeing it not as missing something, but as communicating in its own unique, different way. It may not wave a tail hello the traditional way, but its ears, its eyes, and its voice are saying plenty. You just have to learn to listen. Learning to read these alternate communication channels can open up a bond just as deep as with any long-tailed cat. If this video helped you understand these special bobtail cats a little better, share it with anyone who owns or loves this breed. Subscribe for more fascinating science about special cat breeds every week.